It all started on a warm Saturday morning when my wife and I were tending to our barn. My wife, 7 months pregnant, loved feeding the horses. It calmed her. Oh, but that peace shattered when Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of our HOA, stormed onto our property. She had been circling our land for weeks, convinced that our barn didn't meet aesthetic standards. What she didn't realize or refuse to accept was that our land wasn't part of her HOA at all. Karen marched straight up to the barn gate, red-faced and shouting about fines, violations, and unsanctioned animals. My wife, with the patience of a saint, calmly reminded her that we weren't under her jurisdiction. But instead of backing down, Karen lost it. She shoved the gate open, stomped inside, and unbelievably kicked at my wife's legs, screaming for her to leave. Immediately, my heart froze. She had just assaulted my pregnant wife on our own property. I rushed forward, pulling Karen away, my hands shaking with fury. My wife steadied herself against the gate, tears welling in her eyes but refusing to fall. When I made the call that would change everything, I dialed the state troopers. For minutes, that's all it took. We lived close to a highway patrol station, and luck was on our side. Just as Karen was screeching about pressing charges against us for harassment, 3 state trooper SUVs rolled down the gravel drive, lights flashing and engines roaring. The look on Karen's face twisted from arrogance to panic in seconds. The troopers stepped out, calm but commanding, pointed to my wife, who explained through shaky breaths what had just happened. One trooper asked Karen to step aside for questioning, but she exploded again, ranting about her HOA authority and how pregnant women shouldn't even be around barns. That was her undoing. The troopers didn't waste time. They informed Karen that trespassing and assaulting a pregnant woman were serious crimes. When she tried to argue, one trooper gently but firmly placed her in cuffs. The silence that followed was deafening except for Karen's shrill protests fading as she was escorted to the patrol car. I wrapped my arm around my wife, my heart finally slowing. The troopers reassured us that the incident was being taken very seriously. As they drove off with Karen in the back seat, her empire of control crumbled before our eyes. Once justice didn't just knock at the door, it rolled in with sirens. Blazing asterisk for more interesting and heart-touching stories. Hit the subscribe button now.